I'm going to give you a breakdown of the Week 5 Monday Night Football matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the San Francisco 49ers, and we're starting right now. What is going on? My name is Alpha Omega. Welcome to another video. Before we get into the betting guide, make sure and head over to my website and sign up for a sports pick package. I've had an excellent start to the NFL season, averaging 60% winners, including a 48-unit Week 4. My Week 5 card is ready to go, and I've already put some big bets down for myself, and those same picks will be included as max unit Wise Guy plays for Week 5. And all you need to do is head over to my website and sign up. Also, if this is your first time here and you want to learn how to bet on sports like a pro and gain an edge over the sports books, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. In 2019, the difference between the playoff caliber teams and the teams playing for a high draft pick has been difficult to quantify. Outside of the obvious excellence of the Patriots and the Chiefs, as well as the atrocious play of the Dolphins and the Redskins, the status of the rest of the league in relation to playoff contention is up in the air. In Week 4, the previously unbeaten and seemingly dominant Cowboys went down to the Teddy Bridgewater-led Saints, a game which I covered in one of last week's videos, and a game that made me a lot of money by betting on the Saints to cover the spread. The New York Giants are now 2-2. The Lions nearly beat the Chiefs. The Rams got beat by Jameis Winston. I spent some time in my Week 1 video detailing how Todd Gurley's degenerative knee would cause issues for the Rams offense going forward. The Bears lose starting quarterback Mitchell Trubisky and played better without him. Not a big surprise there. The Raiders are 2-2. Another correct prediction I made prior to the start of the season. And the Steelers are showing some fight after losing Big Ben early in the season. While you may know all of this already, my point is that in the world of sports betting, what appears to be obvious is often what is most deceiving, and relying on wacky trends that hold no actual predictive value or placing too much value on your own thoughts and instincts without using predictive analytics will inevitably lead you to becoming a consistent losing bettor. The good news is now that we are 4 weeks into the 2019 NFL season, there is enough available data to demonstrate predictive value. Basically what I'm saying is that now is the time to start making larger wagers on these games, and by signing up with me you can turn hundreds into thousands overnight, starting in Week 5 of the NFL season, but more on all that later. The Alpha Omega Vegas consensus line has the 49ers favored by 4 points, with the total sitting steady at 46.5. Implied odds mean based on the current moneyline odds, what is the projected implied probability of victory? Basically, it's the chances of victory expressed as a percentage. In this case, Vegas is saying the 49ers have a 67% chance of winning the game outright, with the Browns having a 37% chance of pulling off the upset. Using my base power rankings, I have the 49ers favored by 4 points and the total at 44. But remember, my base power rankings are only the starting point if you want to make money betting on the 2019 NFL season. The 49ers are thus far undefeated at 3-0, but all 3 wins have not provided confidence in the 49ers as an offense capable of scoring points with regularity. In the first 3 weeks, the 49ers traded pick sixes with the Buccaneers, but Jameis Winston continued his career of losing games single-handedly. In Week 2, San Francisco dominated the Bengals in all phases, but the Bengals are one of the worst teams in football, so that doesn't tell us much. And finally, SF beat the Steelers in a statistical miracle, considering the 49ers turned the ball over 5 times, and were also going up against a quarterback in his first NFL start. Another interesting aspect to the 49er offense is the lack of a true star playmaker. San Francisco possesses multiple good players on the offensive end, but no player that stands out on a game-by-game basis. Coach Kyle Shanahan's offense is dependent on short timing-based routes, which doesn't necessarily require a star player to execute efficiently, and these are the type of routes that quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo is best at. As well, the 49ers offensive line has only surrendered 2 sacks this season, which will need to continue against the edge rushers of the Cleveland Browns. The most capable aspect of the 49er offense is the rushing attack, which hasn't been hampered by losing Jerick McKinnon or Tevin Coleman. Between the play design, blocking along the offensive line, and Matt Breida's backfield vision, the 49ers running attack has surprisingly created a top 5 offensive team. The keys for the 49ers offense will be preventing Myles Garrett and the Browns from putting Jimmy G under constant pressure, getting the wide receivers involved in the game, and continuing to run the football at an elite level. If the 49ers accomplish these goals, San Francisco will cover the spread and win the game. The Browns defense put on an excellent performance in Week 4, going up against one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL in the Baltimore Ravens, with Cleveland winning the defensive matchups at every level. The Browns also played without either of their starting cornerbacks against the Ravens, and neither Denzel Ward nor Greedy Williams has practiced leading up to Cleveland's game with the 49ers, so the likelihood that the Browns remain without both starting cornerbacks remains high. Where the Browns are most dangerous is rushing the quarterback. Myles Garrett continues to live up to the hype, and perhaps the most important aspect of this game will be whether the Browns' defensive line or the 49ers' offensive line gains the upper hand. Cleveland is not as successful when opponents run the football, and considering the 49ers' reliance on running the football to set up the offense, Cleveland will need to provide some run-stopping ability to remain competitive defensively. The keys for the Browns offense will be not allowing the 49er wide receivers to take advantage of the Browns' injuries in the secondary, getting pressure on and sacking Jimmy Garoppolo, and the Browns' defensive line stopping the 49ers' rushing attack. If the Browns accomplish these goals, Cleveland will cover the spread and win the game. Before I continue with the betting guide, if you are enjoying the video and if you feel like you're getting good information that can help you gain an edge over the sportsbooks and make smarter sports wagers, make sure and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with the latest sports betting content from me, professional sports handicapper Alpha Omega. Also, make sure and click the link in the description of the video, check out my website, and sign up for a sports betting package. I literally break down sports information and make my living based on that information every day. I take all of the sports data I can find, I factor all of that data into mathematical betting models to make my picks, and I send you the same picks that I bet on myself. I have packages for every level of sports bettor, from a beginner who is just coming into the sports betting world to the expert bettor who just needs that extra edge to take them to the next level. Make the smart decision and sign up with a professional today. The 49ers spent another first-round pick on Nick Bosa, an edge rusher San Francisco hoped would provide the missing piece for a 49er defensive line that has been trying to draft the right players to become elite. Based on my individual power rankings, it seems that the 49ers have finally found their star defender, as Bosa has been excellent, and San Francisco is thus far a top 5 defense. However, again, before we take any statistical ranking at face value, we have to adjust those statistics based on the strength of the opponents faced. In this case, the 49ers have played the Buccaneers, the Bengals, and the Steelers. None of those teams rank in the top half of the league, according to my team power rankings. Going back through game tape, The reasons for the 49er defense ranking in the top 5 is more due to opposing quarterbacks making mistakes and missing receivers rather than the 49ers defense playing at an elite level. Another issue is Richard Sherman, who has been targeted 15 times with 10 completions. Considering the Browns' talent at wide receiver, the 49er defense could get exposed in this game. The keys for the 49er defense will be applying pressure to Baker Mayfield and taking advantage of the Browns' terrible offensive line, stopping Nick Chubb from having another career day, and the 49ers secondary not getting beat for touchdowns. If the 49ers accomplish these goals, San Francisco will cover the spread and win the game. The Cleveland Browns came into the 2019 season with a great deal of hype, but also its fair share of criticism and doubt, specifically in terms of Cleveland's offensive line. The Browns' offensive line has had difficulty all year long giving Baker Mayfield enough time to feel comfortable in the pocket and make accurate throws. And while the Browns had a breakout game against the Baltimore Ravens, the Ravens' defense is a vastly inferior squad to past Baltimore teams, and frankly the Ravens' defense was thoroughly exposed by the Browns in Week 4. The Cleveland Browns have an incredible amount of offensive talent at the skill positions, and the success or failure of the Browns' offense against the 49ers will be based heavily on the play of Cleveland's offensive line. If the offensive line doesn't give Baker time, we will see a repeat of Baker's indecisiveness and a repeat of the Browns' lack of downfield passing success. The keys for the Browns' offense will be protecting Baker Mayfield, letting OBJ take advantage of the past his prime Richard Sherman, and Nick Chubb getting enough yards on the ground to force the 49er defense to honor the threat to run. If the Browns accomplish these goals, Cleveland will cover the spread and win the game. The margin of victory in this game will be determined by the 49er offense maintaining an elite rushing attack, the Browns getting pressure on Jimmy G, which will cause turnovers, the 49ers not allowing the Browns' elite wide receivers to consistently beat the coverage, and the Browns' offensive line giving Baker enough time to make accurate throws. Whichever team accomplishes their team goals will cover the spread and win the game. Okay guys, that's the video. Let me know what you think. If you feel like you're gaining information that will help you in your sports betting, or if you have questions, make sure and let me know in the comments. And remember, we're now in week 5 of the 2019 NFL season, and with the accumulation of 4 weeks of data, my NFL analytics and mathematical predictions will have me sending out a lot more of my max unit wise guy plays. So if you want to find out how a pro bettor makes money and you want to start making money yourself, make sure to head over to my website and sign up for one of my sports packages. Whether you're an everyday sports bettor who needs a consistent way to increase and grow your bankroll, or whether you don't even understand what a bankroll is and sports betting just became legal in your state, I have a package that will work for you. So click the link in the description and sign up for a package now. And if you want to stay updated with all the latest sports betting guides across all major sports, start now by hitting the round subscribe icon so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.